Blair have captured TikTok unlike any other TV duo. With the rise of the old money aesthetic in the post-pandemic roaring 20s, people want to see luxury, and no one does that better than Gossip Girl. In this video, we are going to compare the body types of Serena van der Woodsen and Blair Waldorf in relation to their characters on Gossip Girl. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes. My name is Ellie-Jean, I'm a personal stylist, and on this channel we use body types to elevate our personal style and end the war with our wardrobes. The most important thing to say to begin with is that neither of these actresses are Quibi verified. If you don't know what that means, Quibi has a list of celebrities which he has typed. Again, not a word he uses, but celebrities that he thinks are flamboyant, natural, dramatic, blah blah blah. And we kind of use these as a guide to help us kind of understand what body types mean. In fact, even he doesn't even recommend doing that. It's literally just because it's interesting. And you probably shouldn't be using these celebrities to find your body type anyway. Neither of these women are verified, neither of these women have been certified by Quibi in any way. It's all my opinion, and also the opinions of the Quibi Reddit group where I've looked at these two women. There are obviously opinions on both. These are the ones that I think are the most sound. And if you want my opinion on your body type or to create a style file for you, make sure to head to bodyandstyle.com. and also to check out my Notion templates where you can find style inspirations like Serena and Blair, so they're characters and celebrities, and you can organize them by your style routes and find the perfect celebrity's style to look for you. So Blake Lively is a flamboyant natural. This means her dominant features are width and vertical. In simple terms, this means she has quite angular shoulders. You can see that they're quite square in shape. She also has some width in her rib cage. She has long limbs, she looks tall, and she has angularity in the chest and hips, so she's not particularly soft and rounded. This is pretty much what makes up a flamboyant natural. Leighton is a soft classic. This means that she is balanced with curve. She is moderate in length. I think that she is small enough to be any of the types. I think she's under 5'5", but she is, I don't know exactly what her height is. I'm pretty sure it's either 5'4" or 5'5", something like that. So she's literally moderate, and she also looks moderate, so she doesn't look smaller than she is. She has some curve and some softness in her frame. Even though she is thin, you can see that she has rounded shapes in her silhouette. I would say her shoulders are actually slightly soft, not particularly. I would say they're somewhere very much in the middle. Her shoulders are maybe the most moderate thing about her. She has slightly short limbs and she looks slightly short. And there's nothing particularly noticeable about her frame. She doesn't look particularly sharp, she doesn't look particularly soft. Soft classic and classics in general are the Goldilocks of body types. Just some extra information which is not necessarily relevant to the analysis that's coming up, but let's look at colour seasons because I think it's really interesting. Blake Lively is a true spring, and you really see this come out in her clothes. Serena is, you know, so typically associated with the colour gold, and this is a core rooting colour in true spring kind of palettes, and you see that all the way through Serena, and I think it just works so perfectly for Serena. This was what really rooted this video for me, the fact that Blake Lively is so perfect for Serena in terms of her personalized styling. So yeah, you can just see that gold, and gold is also obviously associated with luxury, wealth, and it's also associated a little bit with rock and roll and glam rock and extravagant. So even her color season makes her perfect for Serena. Leighton's coloring is dark autumn, and I don't necessarily see her as dark, but you can see how much that chocolatey, deep color in her hair and her eyes is kind of emphasized in the series. So onto the interesting bit, how do their body types actually make a difference to their characters in the show? So just to remind you, Serena/Blake is a flamboyant natural, and they look their most harmonious, i.e. their most natural, at ease, in unstructured flowing lines. So this usually means like a long lines, draped fabric, patterns, and usually those patterns would be geometric, more angular than soft to obviously echo the straight shapes in their frame. Wide necklines to echo their width. Flared elements like these sleeves, which I'm wearing today, those would work, and also flares in the leg. Heavy fabrics, relaxed fabrics, but this doesn't necessarily mean baggy, loose, and casual all the time. Something a little bit undone is going to look very chic and very put together on a flamboyant natural, whereas on me it looks very relaxed because I'm a classic like Blair. And Gossip Girl really uses this to their advantage with Serena. They emphasize this cool girl, effortless chic. So everything that Serena wears is slightly undone, it's slightly loose, but you never look at Serena and think she doesn't look put together. It's not a thought that crosses your mind throughout the whole series. And it's even down to her school uniform, maybe even especially down to her school uniform. Uniforms are a great way for costuming and shows to demonstrate a character's personality, because you're taking something which is standardized and changing it to work for them. And you can really see their personality shine through what has been changed. So with Serena, it's that long tie, the long kind of waistcoat vest thing being quite low, everything's slightly loose, it looks like it's kind of thrown on, nothing's overly neat. And this is obviously in great contrast to Blair, but also it says a lot about Serena. Her clothes often look slung on without a second thought, but they never fail to look good because of her body type. If you had swapped these actresses round and made Leighton Serena and Blake Blair, it just wouldn't have worked, because their body types wouldn't fit the character that they're trying to play. And Serena's not supposed to look like someone who wants to look perfect all the time. She just does. This is her character, and this is the thing that Blair somewhat despises her for. Obviously she loves her, but it's the one thing that makes her so jealous about Serena, the fact that she doesn't have to try and everyone just loves her. And they very much reflect this in her clothes. She's got to look like she's not trying that hard.
I know you may find this hard to believe, but not everyone wants to go to Yale, because not everyone wants to be Blair Waldorf.
And you see a lot of Kate Moss actually in Serena's outfits, and one of the creative directors, I don't know if that's the correct term, but he said that they did draw a lot from Kate Moss for Serena, and you can really see that in those waistcoats and those kind of more masculine pieces which honor her blunt bone structure, even though Kate Moss is a dramatic. You can see a more extreme version of what Kate Moss wore in Serena's wardrobe. And this even translates to her more formal, put together looks, like this wonderful grey suede kind of coat and this draped bag. Everything she wears is very relaxed, loose. And the fact that she's a flamboyant natural means that she can be as messy in style as she is in character. But you still want to be her because she still looks cool. We all want to be a hot mess like Serena, and so that makes you understand her through Blair's perspective. Now, I would say that Blair is the complete opposite of this. This is their main kind of character conflict, and you see this in their clothes a lot. So soft classics look their most elegant in simple, minimal styles. They look good in moderate lengths, with some frills, some ruching, some ruffles, but nothing too over the top. They look good with waist definition, so honoring the round shapes in their frame, slightly round necklines, minimal detail, and moderate sized prints, if any. Blair's character is that she is trying. She is trying. She is the Taylor Swift song, This Is Me Trying.
I'm the best of the best. I'm Blair Waldorf.
And often she doesn't quite succeed like she wants to, even though she gives it her all. And this is what makes us feel for Blair, because we understand that she wants something and she really goes for it, and it never quite works out like it does for the perfect Serena.
Serena is so grateful because she likes to see the best in people. I like to see the truth.
So she's often trying a little too hard to get something which isn't right for her, doesn't fit for her, and actually if she just relaxed a little bit, the things that are meant for her would come to her and her life would be a lot easier in a way. This is very much reflected in her clothing. She's often dressed in styles that contradict her body type just a little bit. She's never enough to make her look bad. She always looks good because often these silhouettes work for her, if not the details. Blair always looks amazing, don't get me wrong. I love Blair's style, and obviously it was so desired on TikTok last autumn. Everyone wanted to dress like Blair. So don't get me wrong, it's not bad by any means. It's amazing style, but it looks like she's trying. It doesn't always look effortless and natural on her moderate frame. She's drawn to gamine styles, and I think this is so clever. It's often expressed through her love of Audrey Hepburn and how she wants to be Audrey Hepburn. She really wants to be timeless, elegant, just like Audrey. And she kind of takes that a little bit literally. Now, Audrey is a flamboyant gamine. And don't get me wrong while I'm saying this, I don't think that the writers know about body types. I think to some extent, this is not coincidence, but instinct. So Audrey Hepburn is a flamboyant gamine, and she often wore high contrasting pieces, very geometric patterns. She has a much more sharp, narrow, small frame than Blair, who is more moderate. So sometimes it can look quite constricting against Blair's more moderate, softer frame to be wearing these boxy styles with lots of patterns and lots of different elements, and it kind of masks who she is. It just feels like there's a lot going on that can overwhelm her sometimes. And because she's wearing even a lot of giving shapes a lot of the time, it looks like she's trying to fit into something which doesn't work for her, which very much echoes her character's journey. And she looks the most elegant in something more simple, so when they really want her to shine, because she's really found something that is right for her, they put her in something more simple, and she's pulled back so that we can see her beauty really shine through. If you enjoyed this analysis, I really think you will enjoy my video on Emilia Clarke, where I go through her outfits in Me Before You. And make sure to check out bodyandstyle.com if you want a style file or a body breakdown from me. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.